This is getting really, really juicy. Thank you, Purple Flower, for the gift. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let's smash the like button. Let's get the 34 likes up. We got 100 and some people in the building, y'all. Just getting started not too long ago, y'all. Let's smash the like button, get the likes up, y'all. And let's continue listening to Umar.
In that he left Nolan at about 3:40 to go check on his buddy, because according to Javon, his buddy was on another ship, and the parents of whomever on this other ship were trying to get him off the island because he was crashing out. He never said who this friend was. He never exactly told us what happened. But he said, I left at...
And hold on, y'all, because do y'all remember when Warren went up on the Batum show and he was talking, but he was like saying, my buddy, then he brought out Bart's name. And then Bart's name didn't really become relevant until we heard the boat tow enhanced call from Janetta. Shout out to Janetta. She really did that. And then Nancy Grace, she got her engineer or somebody that does the same thing as Janetta to do the same thing with the release from the boat tow company, the audio from the boat tow company. Nancy Grace's friend took that same video and enhanced it just like Janetta did and came out with the same results. Damn it, Bart. Damn it, Bart. Nolan's dead. So y'all are telling me and trying to lie and say, you know, it's like some type of back and forth. Well, Nolan, he was with this girl. He was with whatever her name was. I forget her name. He was with her and this, that, and the third. But on the boat tow call, I mean, it placed Bart. It placed all them guys. I don't know who was the actual person talking to the boat tow person. Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Because there was the person talking to the boat tow person that sounded like he was higher than Cooter Brown. He was sounding like he was drunk as a skunk. And he was the one talking to the boat tow people. But in the background, they were saying, damn it, Bart, Nolan's dead. Wake the F up, Nolan. So I don't know, like I said, if like Queen called it out and said, if this is a Alex Murdaugh accident in the water 2.0, that's possibly what happened. Maybe they were going too fast because they were too high and they were like cruising in the water. And then they probably hit some waves or something. And then maybe, I don't know, I don't see any evidence of the boats actually crashing, but did the boat have some type of situation? Did they run into each other? I mean, I don't know. They haven't even provided us with it. Oh, the girl's name is Katie. Thank you, as Alvin. Thank you. Yes, Katie. They were saying, oh, he was with Katie. He was with Katie. And then it was like, oh, well, we leave our phones usually. You telling me that nobody takes their phone on the water? That's a lie, because I've traveled the world before and I've always taken my phone out, and I've been on boat cruises, and everybody on the boat has a phone. So there's no way you could tell me that there's no way you could tell me that nobody takes their phone out there on the water. No. Nobody's going to believe that. But y'all, maybe they thought that we was dumb and we was like, Willy Foo-Foo and Willy Lump-Lump, and we believe what they say. Them little children of the corn is something else, y'all. Let's continue.
3:40 to go check on my friend on another boat because, quote unquote, well, these are not his words, I'm paraphrasing. He was kind of wilding out, crashing out, and he needed to help calm him down. I'm paraphrasing. He said when he got back, Nolan was nowhere to be found, and I'm paraphrasing. And Nolan's boat that he came on, Warren's boat, the so-called Big Daddy, the 22-foot Triton, had already left the scene. So according to Javon, I left Nolan at 3:40 to go deal with another situation. I came back, he was gone. According to Katie, the white girl who Nolan's white best friends are trying to use as an alibi in this situation. Okay, because they claim, and Warren said the same thing to Officer B.T. when he spoke with him.
He calls him B.T. Coon. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's continue.
Claim that Nolan told them, I'm going to hang back on this island and talk to Katie. You guys go ahead, and I'll get back however I get
Wow, Easy Alvin says, I feel like they snuck attack Nolan on the boat and nobody stopped it. I believe that to be the truth too. I believe that to be one of the situations. I do believe that could have been one of the things too. And then on top of that, them all being higher than Cooter Brown, drunker than Cooter Brown, and then all this stuff is going on so fast, and they're probably. It was. I believe that was one of the situations. I do believe that. Let's continue, y'all.
Again, I'm paraphrasing. But guess what? In fact, Javon said, this ain't adding up. Javon said, it's not like Nolan to say, you guys go ahead and leave me on this island, and I'm just going to stay back to talk to this girl, who I barely know. According to Javon, it don't make no sense. Javon ain't stupid, Art. That's his friend. He know damn well Nolan didn't tell them that he was going to stay back on that shit. And then Katie, I'm going to give a little bit of respect to Katie on this situation. Because as a white girl, Art, for her to come out and say that is not what happened, for her to come out and say that Nolan told me I got to get back to the boat because my friends are leaving, for her to say that, Art, that took a little bit of courage and honesty. That took a little bit of integrity. That, don't get me wrong, I don't want to give her too much credit because she is trying to clear her name. What Katie is basically doing, Art, is she's saying, listen, y'all did whatever y'all did to Nolan.
Oh wow, I agree. Okay, let's patch this. I agree. I believe Katie probably did say that. Y'all did whatever y'all did to Nolan. I'm just trying to clear my name. I don't want nothing to do with this because y'all were the ones who, had even according to the boat tow call, y'all are the last ones that, was in Nolan Wells' presence when on the boat tow, because we heard it. So y'all were the last ones to see Nolan alive. Y'all were the last ones to see Nolan alive, not me. So y'all, let's continue.
Yes.
Hold on.
I'm not serving as nobody's alibi. I'm not helping nobody get out of this situation. You're not going to use me as a decoy, but I still appreciate Katie speaking up for Nolan, Art, because she didn't have to do it. Although she's trying to protect herself and stay out of the investigation, I appreciate Katie for letting the world know Nolan told me I got to head back to the boat because my friends are getting ready to leave. Now, according to Katie, Art, she spoke to Nolan sometime between 3 and 4:30. Now, her window appears to be wider than everybody else's window.
Wow.
So Javon's window is much smaller. He said, I saw him at 3:40, went to deal with another situation. By the time I came back, they were gone. Katie said, I spoke with him between 3 and 4:30. And I allege, Art, one of the reasons that Katie is making her window so wide is she trying to leave a little bit of wiggle room for Warren and them to get their story straight, allegedly. I think Katie trying to leave a little bit of wiggle room for Warren and them to get their story straight, Art. Now, according to our sister Christine, and my heart goes out to Sister Christine, Nolan's mother. My heart deeply, deeply goes out to you, Queen. According to Christine, Art, she heard from a coach who ran into Nolan on the island as well. And according to the coach, he spoke to Nolan between 2:30 and 3:30. So Javon didn't see him after 3:40. The coach spoke to him sometime between 2:30 and 3:30. And Katie said her conversation with Nolan was between 3 and 4:30.
Wow.
So you know what that means, Art? We can pretty much conclude that Nolan was likely to have been unalived, Art, sometime within the hour of 3:30 to 4:30.
If you guys agree with him, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, Jim says I agree. If you guys agree with that, put a 1 in the chat. If you guys agree, Jim agrees already. I agree with what Umar is saying too. because the timelines, what Katie was saying, it seems like it may be, it may be right about right, because why would she have anything to do but give the right information, right? She wasn't on the boat. She didn't have anything to do with being in the presence of Nolan Wells during his last minutes of life, or 30 minutes, hour of life, right? So that sounds about right, y'all. Let's continue listening to Umar.
I'm going to insinuate that Nolan's life was taken because I do not believe he accidentally drowned. If he drowned, he was forcibly drowned. And we'll get to that in a minute. If Nolan drowned, he was forcibly drowned. He did not accidentally drown. He was a great swimmer.
Yep.
Miss me with the nonsense.
Yep.
That boy did not drown. If he drowned, it was by force.
Yep, I agree.
So again, Art, all three.
Put some hearts in the chat if you guys agree with that. If he did not drown because he swam good, but if he was drowned, it was by force. Put some hearts in the chat if y'all believe that. I solely believe that too.
People, arguably the last three to see him alive, except for those who took his life, Katie, the coach, and Javon, are arguably the last three people to see Nolan alive, except for those who took his life on that boat, allegedly. That's my position. So, they're all basically cutting off around 3:30. Remember, they made the call for the emergency CTO at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Javon said he cut out 3:40. The coach, 3:30.
Yeah.
They made the call at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
That conversation we heard, the CTO call, which we're going to talk about in a minute, that took place at 4. It sounded like there was some struggling going on in the background.
Facts.
Facts,
y'all. Facts. It was some struggling going on. The CTO was at 4 o'clock. So like Umar is saying, that had to be 4 o'clock or somewhere around there, close to up or down on the 30-minute time scale. That had to be around that time when this happened, because that's what time the boat tow call happened. And then, like Umar said, they were in the background, right? They were in the background saying, damn it, Bart, Nolan's dead. Wake the F up, Nolan. Y'all remember that. So y'all, I'm telling you, let's continue. Umar he's speaking truth to facts, y'all. Let's continue.
Getting alive while they were making the call. Right? Nolan could have been getting unalive while they were making the call. Nolan could have been getting choked out while they was on the phone with Sita. So again, Art, my position is Nolan lost his life somewhere within the hour of 3:30 to 4:30.
Anonymous, how you been doing? Anonymous says metadata will show when and if messages were. Hold on. Anonymous is onto something. Y'all, hold on. Anonymous says one of my mods. Metadata will show. Hold on. Metadata will show. When and if messages were deleted. You are absolutely right, especially around the time frame the friend's mom picked it up. Was she sexually involved with Nolan? Just a thought. I don't know. That's a good question, Anonymous. That's a good question, because a lot of this stuff, I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff is like not adding up. But Umar finessed 3 times. At least he is kind of breaking it down like a lot of other people have. We wonder. That's a good question. But thank you for that give purple flower. Thank y'all. Everybody in the building, smash the like button. We are trying to really figure out what happened to Nolan Wells. Was it an accident? It possibly could have been. It was like a whole bunch of stuff that was convoluted, and Anonymous asked a wonderful question, because it's like they had the phone, they had his keys. Then Katie's saying that she's seen him between this time and that time. Javon saying he's seen him between this time and that time. Warren saying, we seen him between this time and that time. But the boat tow call places all of them around Nolan. Nolan, wake the F up. Damn it, Bart. So y'all, let's continue listening, y'all. We trying to break this case, y'all. We trying to crack this case wide open.
Now, before we go any further, Art, I need Big Crump investigation team and Sheriff Ledbetter's investigation team to have a conversation with Javon, because according to Javon's statements on TMZ, the police never spoke to him. And I had serious concerns with
Oh, wow. Y'all, did y'all know that? I didn't know that. So Javon's interview with TMZ said that he never spoke to the police. So the police, if I'm understanding correctly, I'll rewind it. The police has not talked to Javon. Whoa, let me rewind it. I want to make sure that I'm putting out the correct information according to Umar and his research, because I didn't know that.
They were making the call. Nolan could have been getting choked out while they was on the phone with Sito. So again, Art, my position is Nolan lost his life somewhere within the hour of 3:30 to 4:30. Now, before we go any further, Art, I need Ben Crump, investigation team, and Sheriff Ledbetter's investigation team to have a conversation with Javon, because according to Javon's statements on TMZ, the police never spoke to him.
Wow.
And I have serious concerns with the manner in which this investigation.
Wow, wait a minute. So Sheriff Ledbetter had not talked to Javon.